Good day, everyone. I am your host, Marjhon Cariscal, and welcome to the Triple M Show. So, for today's episode is kinda interesting because we will be having two very special guests. Are you guys ready to know them? Well, I'm kinda excited too, but we will meet them in just a while. So, moving forward, for our today's episode, we will be going to discuss a kind of learning experience. Well, I bet you guys have already now a clue regarding who will be our today's guests. And I think it's about time for us to know who they are. So first, we have Miss Merestele Joy Del Rosario.
A pleasant day to all of us. I am Merestele Joy Del Rosario, an English teacher at a university from Manila. And I am very grateful to be here as your guest from the show and thank you for having me here.
It's our pleasure to have you here in our show too, Miss Merestele. So there you have it, guys. Our first guest, which is an educator. And if there is a teacher, I guess there should be a student too, right? So for our second guest, we have Mr. Masaki Nazareno.
Good day, everyone. I am Masaki Nazareno, a first-year college student taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. And thank you for having me here in the Triple M Show. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor for us too to have you both in today's show. So let us now start these things off. We all know that a lot of teachers, especially students out there, prefer the kind of learning, right? So to start this discussion, Mr. Masaki, we will deal with you first. So as a student, especially as an education student, you will be a future educator. So what kind of learning experience do you want to have or to provide in a classroom?
For me as a student and a future educator, I want to promote or provide gamification as a learning experience. And I guess a lot of students out there also prefer gamification as a learning experience as well.
So gamification as a kind of learning experience. Well, before you support or defend your answer, Mr. Masaki, let's do ask first Miss Merestele, or should I say Ma'am Merestele, to elaborate to us what is gamification.
Yes, so in regards to Mr. Masaki's kind of learning experience, which is gamification, gamification is a process or a concept where the learning experience of a student was made easier and fun for the learners through an exciting game. Uh, their, uh, their full attention was on that experience, and we teachers can see the positive outcome or a result of the students.
So that's what gamification is. So going back to Mr. Masaki, why do you prefer gamification as a kind of learning experience?
Generally, it is because in gamification, we students interact or engage in the learning process without feeling any pressure. Just like what Ma'am Maristel said a while ago, it is because of the fun and enjoyment that it brings to us. It is because while we are completing the game, we realize how gamification makes it easier for us to understand and absorb the information that we need to know. In gamification also, it has the learning process where we can learn from our mistakes because we are allowed to try and try until we've learned and achieved something that we need to learn.
I see. That's what gamification brings to the learning process, which is very instrumental also to the students' learning, and at the same time in gaining a positive attitude like never giving up or to try and try until they succeed, which what Mr. Masaki said. So going back to Miss Maristelle, does gamification enhances learning?
Well, as what you said, gamification enhances learning through developing the students or changing the students' attitude, specific behavior, and developing their understanding in an analytical process. So Where in analytical process, students engage themselves in analyzing problem first before finding out for the solution. And lastly, it also will it also develop their decision making um, once they are in a particular situation.
And that's how gamification enhances learning. Well, I hope that today's episode will give an idea for those teachers out there lacking in thinking of a game plan or strategy in dealing and engaging their students in the learning process easily, as well as making it fun and enjoyable for the students so that they can absorb the information and to gain the knowledge that they needed to. And again, Mr. Masaki and Ma'am Merestele, thank you for guesting here in the Triple M Show. And that's it for today's Triple M Show. I hope you guys enjoyed our today's episode. See you again tomorrow, for this has been your host, Marjhon Cariscal.